I would hazard to say that the three of us are privileged to be living our dream.
I was about to say, there is a lot of privilege just in the act of dreaming.
Absolutely. But out of curiosity, was there ever any other dream? Or does where you are look a little bit different than what you dreamed of?
I don't think I ever could have imagined or dreamed of this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I do.
Truly, truly, truly. Like, oof, now I'm going to get emotional. It's like, yeah, the gratitude of how things have unfolded in life. It's like I didn't know to even dream of any of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you?
That's a good answer. You know what? I agree wholeheartedly. I wanted to act. I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And I went to grad school for it and felt great. And I was like, well, I have all this theater training, so I'll probably do a lot of regional theater, and hopefully I can do Shakespeare, and maybe I'll get a chance to do Shakespeare in the Park. And maybe I'll get to do some Broadway or whatnot. And that was sort of like really cool. It's like, maybe I'll get a few guest spots here. If I can get the insurance, to a certain amount, then I'll be covered that way, et cetera, et cetera. And then to be a working actor is a dream in and of itself. To pay the bills just by acting was sort of like, if I can do that. Then, like, right before, like, this show happened, like, to go from the OJ thing to this that was when it really sort of became like, like, I'm not just showing up and saying the lines, which is all I really wanted to do, but now people want to know what I think. And we have a podcast, like, all this other stuff. I'd never imagined this part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just wanted to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I mean, I was perfectly content with my life in Chicago.
Yeah.
Being like a blue-collar theater actor.
Sure, man.
Paying the bills, owning a house, working in the theater.
Yeah.
And then scooped off to New York out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like a magic trick. And the same, and then
Lombardi took you to?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. I'm not kidding. It was a magic trick. I was doing The Artist's Way with a group of people, and we were doing our morning pages. And
you were telling me, because The Artist's Way is kind of cool and funky for anybody who doesn't know.
The Artist's Way is a 12-week like workbook to recover your creative self.
Gotcha.
To break through any of the inner critic voices, to move past any of the blocks you have, to maybe following your dream. Yeah. It doesn't have to be even artistic, but creativity is involved in everything. Yeah. And it was written by this woman named Julia Cameron, and she is a famous kind of 12-stepper.
Okay.
And ironically, the book is 12, not ironically, it's not ironic. It's 12 weeks.
There's a reason.
It's 12 weeks, and each creative recovery step is based on one of those steps.
Okay.
And they tell you not to do it alone. Yeah. They tell you, she says do it in a group.
Yeah.
Because
have you done it?
But I know all about it.
It's like hard emotional soul searching.
Sure.
And to do it by yourself, a lot of people, if you ask anyone who has tried it on their own, they have made it to week 4.
Okay. And they
put it up on the shelf, because week 4 is where you have to like look back, dig deep, and figure out why you're not doing what you want to be doing.
Okay.
And admit it to yourself.
Okay.
And try to move through it.
Yeah.
And it's hard work. But one of the things you do every day is you wake up in the morning and you do these morning pages, which is three pages of just like,
you don't edit.
Yeah.
You don't edit, you just blurt it all out.
Right.
And it's essentially like it's a release valve for negativity or anxiety or whatever, doubt, whatever the thing is. I used it for several different things, including like songwriting and all these things. But one day I was like, this is going to sound stupid, but I feel, and this is arrogant. It was like, it's where you can say the things you can't say to people.
Sure.
But I feel like I'm done in Chicago. I'd only been there 5 years. I'm like, I feel like I've done what I can do here. And I feel like Broadway is the next thing. And there's I had no prospects, no connections to New York, nothing. And I could show you the page. And 1 week later, I got a phone call from a company manager of a play I was in Chicago. Yeah. Who said, hey, a friend of mine in New York is casting for a Broadway play, and she's looking for football player-sized actors. And she said they're already in callbacks, but if you'll fly yourself out, they'll see you. And I flew out and met Tommy Kail and read with Dan Lauria.
Tommy Kail, the director of Hamilton.
Yeah.
And Rach and I were 4 months out from getting married. And I got this part in this Broadway play.
What?
Living in Chicago.
Wild.
You want to hear the craziest part?
Give it to me.
I wasn't the only person in that Artist Way group of 12 people to get a Broadway play.
Who else?
There was another this woman named Elizabeth.
Okay.
6 months later, got a Broadway play
Really?
out of nowhere, like just manifesting things. Two people recorded albums. One person moved to Thailand to become a filmmaker. Like, it was a magical group. But yeah, the scope of like what's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, I never dreamed.
I was
At every moment, I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. No, I can't believe this is happening.